What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 54 of the Offshore Gamescast. Dave, where am I?
Dave, where are you?
I am at the new Connecticut headquarters of the Offshore Gamescast Eastern Coast.
It's so redundant.
I am the assistant to the regional manager.
Yeah. We sent Dave out to expand Offshore Gamescast to a second state.
Yeah,
New
the
York
scouting
and Connecticut.
process has been very draining, but I think I've finally settled on a location.
Wow, nice.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start bringing in loads of employees.
Oh, you should see the pyramid scheme we have running on our whiteboard in the background.
We're so separate, yet I see you.
I see you.
Thanks to the dude.
And that
from
does
the
not
Gaming
mean we're in
Together
the intensive
podcast.
care unit.
No, not the ICU. I visually see you.
Good eye might.
Nave and Philip, thanks for helping us get situated with Zencaster from the Gaming Together podcast. Those guys rule. We were on their show recently.
We were. It was a fun
Go
time.
check that out. Yeah, and then they helped us with this because we're remote now. We're not going to be in the same room ever again for anything.
Not every day.
No, ever again.
Maybe we'll be on a beach one day soon.
We can do that as long as we're not in sharing. I don't want to share a room with you ever again.
No, that's definitely going to happen.
No, we can share a virtual room. We can share in a public area that's outdoors. But the moment there's walls and a roof, I want nothing to do with it.
Dylan, I have some good news for you. Turn around, Dylan.
I see myself in the camera though. There's a pipe behind me.
I'm right behind you. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Nope, it's a pipe.
Made him look. What an idiot.
It's a pipe with black goop dripping out of it. But it's not goop. It's okay. It's safe goop. It's like the magic seal goop. We had leak problems.
Yeah, it's not Gek.
It's not Gek.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Dylan.
We played video games, even though we're so far away.
I know. I've actually made more progress in games than I have in these 2 days than I have in weeks.
That's excellent.
Excellente.
I started a new game, Card Shark. Now this
one
was
seemed interesting to me, but I feel like the actual mechanics of it would be too much and like piss me off in a way.
So I played it on the Switch, and well, I'll get to how it all like the gameplay actually works. This was shown at Devolver Digital's thing when they showed like 4 games and mostly did Suda 51 and a mech skit stuff. Okay, all right, Card Shark. It takes place in 18th century France, and you're this dude, and you can't speak because you have no tongue.
Mm-hmm.
So all of your dialogue options are just making faces, which you're trying to like convey emotion to people. So you just like choose the face of like impatience or anger or joy. It doesn't actually matter. It's just kind of like a funny little thing.
Mm-hmm.
You get taken in by now. I don't know how to speak French, so I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. You get taken in by Comte de Saint Germain. And he teaches you different card tricks because in this is one of those things where it's like in this world that they built, this France, everyone plays cards. It's just the thing.
Okay.
Everyone, no matter where you go, everyone's playing cards. Everyone's gambling, and
should have slices of toasted baguette as their chips.
No, it's just like there's not even chips. It's just like coins.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This ain't no peasant game.
No, it's not. It's actually the opposite. So he takes you in and teaches you these different sleight of hands like card tricks. And you learn throughout the whole game 28 different ones. Although a lot of it is expanding upon like tricks you already learned. And you sit in with him in pretty much every card game, and the idea is that you cheat when you have the deck of cards for him to win, and then you split the winnings.
Interesting.
Now, the way it works on Switch, so it's only on Switch and PC. I'd imagine on PC you're just using the mouse. On Switch you can use the buttons, or you can use, if you're playing handheld, the touchscreen for everything. I used the touchscreen the entire time, and it worked really well. And the progression of the stuff they teach you, so it'll be like a lot of it is timing based. So you're in a game of cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
With, let's say you're in with Mr. Saint Germain and the person that you're trying to steal from. So it's only the three of you, and it'll be a lot of timing based stuff. So like it does a thing where a circle is like closing in on another circle, and you have to hit it at the right time. So like you tap it at the right time. And you don't want to mess up because there's a suspicion meter on the bottom that is slowly like progressing the whole time. And every time you mess up, it like does a big jump. And if that fills up, that means they caught onto you cheating. And that could either kill you, depending who you're playing against, or get you arrested.
They
have a weird thing. They have a very weird thing. If you die, you like go... You sit at a table with Death himself. And he's just like, hey, I can send you back, but you got to give me like your soul, or like time from your soul or something. And you could be like, no, but I'll play you against it. So you can agree to that. I never did. So I don't know what happens. Or you could be like, how about we play a game of cards for it?
He sounds like the banker from Deal or No Deal.
Sure, except you can actually see him.
Death is calling. Now I don't want it.
Or you can play you can play against them in cards, and you're usually using the most recent trick you just learned to cheat death, and be able to come back to life. And then the game handles it in really weird ways, where sometimes it'll just it's like you'll wake up in the wagon ride back to the place you were going, and be like, you'll like try warning the dude you're with, like, hey, they have a gun, but like with your facial expressions because you can't speak.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude's like, you had a bad dream. I don't know what you're talking about. And then you just like jump back into the card game, essentially. The first half of this game I found very confusing story-wise. They keep mentioning a bunch of different French names that I don't know. And they keep referencing the 12 bottles of milk. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm here for the card tricks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second half of the game, I really enjoy the pacing of this, because just as I was like getting really used to like, okay, this character's wearing like this color suit, this other character wears this other color suit, like I'm picking up on who's who. They start fucking the Comte Saint Germain. They start fucking. There is actually you do go to like a sex house, and there's a giant orgy happening while you play cards.
Nice. Dinner and a show.
Pretty much. But they start throwing in crazy twists in the story, because half the reason you're doing this is for money, and the other half is because the Comte Saint Germain is looking for answers to this political, like, what's the word? What's the word? Not a conspiracy. Come on, help me out here. You know the word.
Discourse.
Scandal.
I know.
There it is. Yep, discourse. There's like a political scandal that happens, and very few people know the truth, and he's trying to uncover it. And he's kind of using you in that sense, but also you're like, whatever, I'm making bank. And they start doing all sorts of twists about like, you weren't chosen by accident. Like, there's a reason you were picked, about who you are and who everyone else is, what actually happened. And it's really cool. The way like the whole second half got me really interested in like the story. But before I was just like, 12 bottles of milk? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's a few different endings with all slight differences. depending on how you cheat, because it gives you like for the final game of like, all right, this is the final trick. You can cheat for whoever you want. What are you doing?
I'm adding on to I'm working. What are you talking about?
Oh, is that what it sounded like? Or okay, were you sliding your finger on like a trackpad?
Yeah.
It sound it sounded like you like had a bottle of Windex and you were just like spraying the space in front of you, like deciding to have a good clean right now.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect thing to do.
The tricks towards the end, there were a couple that kind of had me. Stop spraying your Windex. There were
Shut
a
the
couple
fuck up.
that there were a couple that had me kind of stumped with the timing of like, okay, I need to shuffle, then in mark the card, and then rig it in this very specific order. So I know that my guy's gonna get dealt all aces and then outmark it and then do some other fake shuffles, but then I have to rearrange the cards to make sure they all go in the same place. It could be towards the end a little much, but in a way that when you pull it off, it's like, yeah, I'm cheating. I'm scamming everyone.
That's cool though.
And they have a little like there's a few different ones. Like there's a dueling mini game where like you're straight up sword dueling, and it's basically like a Simon Says, like you have to match the exact like high, middle, or low stance that they have.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a coin flipping one where you get taught like how to always get heads or tails. And then there's my favorite one where you do on one guy where he accuses you of cheating in front of someone else that's like who you're really trying to trick and get answers from. So he stands up and he's like, "You've been cheating," and you learn this trick where you can like flick a card away from you and you have to like flick it onto their seat when they stand up, when no like kind of like under the table.
Yeah.
And then the dude you're with is like, what's that on your seat?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of shit like that, and it's good.
That's really cool. I like that.
It was only about 10 hours long, around there, so it's not like a crazy time commitment. I finished it. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, honestly. I really liked it.
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm sure you just use the mouse, and I don't really know how the buttons work on Switch, but I never had a problem of the game not knowing what I was doing with the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Like between all the sliding and the tapping and everything, like it always knew what I was, because there's a lot of like, all right, tap to drop one card, then you slide it down to like shuffle the next part, and then slide it to the left to do this, and it always registered all of it, like no problem. There's a lot. I don't want to go into like all the different little tricks because at some point, like it was like surprising to learn like the cool different little tricks.
Yeah, it does seem cool.
Yeah, like one. All right, I'll do one more. One more. I really liked the one where it was like you have to put, when you're playing a card, you have to slightly either bend it backwards or forward as you're playing it, like slide it across the table to help you mark whether it's a high or low card. And then based on that fold, that little like crease in the card that you it's not like a full on fold, do like a little bend.
Mm-hmm.
Now next time you're shuffling the deck, like, okay, it's bent this way, it's a high card, it's bent this way, it's a low card. So now I'm gonna rig it to end up in a specific order to when I deal it, the high cards go to the dude I'm trying to make win, and the low cards to the person I'm trying to make lose.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's it. That's Card Shark.
I beat a game. I had some time, sat down with some Wonderlands, and continued to do what I did last time and do some farming of experience at some levels, because I got up to the gate for the end of the game and it's like, hey, you should really be level 27 for this. And I was like level 24 and a half or level 25. And I was like, fine. So I went to the nearest town area and just picked up every single side quest I could find, and I just started doing them. Hit level 27 as fast as I could, and I was like, all right, let's go. And I bought a whole bunch of brand new weapons, and they all worked really well. So I was just like, let's go run through this area. Getting to about level 28, 29, fighting the final boss, the Dragon Lord. I feel like the narrative got better towards the end. but overall, I still didn't care too much. It was this game overall just still feels like an add on instead of its own full thing. Um, and after I beat the Dragon Lord, I was so close to hitting level 30, so I was like, I just gotta do that. So I went back out
Yeah.
and just played around a little bit, had fun with these new weapons. And
30 is the max, right?
no, I don't
Oh.
I don't know if they upgraded it yet. Usually 50 or no, 40 is when you unlock the special stuff, but I don't know if I'll be doing that anytime soon, if at all. Um, I feel like I finally figured out why it wasn't jiving with me too much. I feel like the pacing of the game itself was more like Borderlands 1, which would be cooler if they didn't partner it with this story and aesthetic. If it was an actual legit Borderlands game, it like set in like Pandora and like the desert and it had this sort of pacing, it would be so much better to me.
Hmm.
But because it has that slow pacing and like the aesthetic, which was only cool, but like it wasn't like something I really enjoyed, I was just falling off of it. Now that I'm done with it, I'm like, all right, I feel like I can just wait for the next Borderlands project.
Do you think so far, because of how excited you were, that this is like your most disappointing game this year?
I don't know about that, but definitely one that I had a lot higher hopes for. But I feel like I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10.
So it's an okay game.
For someone as big of a Borderlands fan as I am, yeah.
Okay.
Because like I liked the DLC from back in the day from Borderlands 2, but this just felt like a stretched out version of something that is trying to pretend it's a full game.
I mean, would you have liked it better if they just basically did what that DLC did and it was just a Borderlands game, but in that setting, as opposed to trying like doing their own like spin on things?
Hard to say. There's so many different aspects that go into it, but for some reason the pacing it's so different because in like Borderlands 3 Close Enough alone, you were getting legendary weapons left and right like nobody's business, but in something like this, it's a lot more rare. But due to the like source material that they're basing it off of, I don't have enough interest to want to go back, and the game already has kind of like enough problems as it is and as it's being worked on because the main community still has a whole lot that they wish were fixed. But I wish it was just a more solid Borderlands game that played like this.
I have a gripe with the game and I've never even played it.
Mm.
I've seen that when you roll when you go to the little the like D20s that are sitting around, it's kind of like a loot thing,
Yeah.
and you hit it and it rolls. I have seen that thing land on a D20 or it lands on 20. So it should be a crit and you don't get a legendary.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them throughout the entire game, many throughout each map to collect, and overall, it does raise your like loot chance slowly, like percentage wise. But I feel like towards the end of the game, if you found those and you get a 20, I feel like you should be able to get a legendary.
They should 20s should be the best of the best, god damn it.
Yeah, but
And for
I,
that, because of that, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, I beat it, so I'm out.
You're out.
Mm,
I have a quick update with Neon White as I continue to play that. I have less than 20 levels left. So I'm very close to the end.
mm-hmm.
But the levels are getting a lot harder. So remember I was like, yeah, it takes like 20, 30 seconds for like the best time in a level.
Yeah,
Now it's pretty much every level is gonna take the best time, like goal is around a minute. So you gotta figure that's like 2 to 3 times the length that it was before for each
yeah.
level. But the thing I'm having the most trouble with is that they made the gifts that you have to find throughout the levels so much harder. Not really to get to. Like once you know where it is, it's not a problem. They're way harder to find.
Mm,
They're not just like a little bit off the beaten path, or like you look up, you're like, oh, here's that random building. Oh, look, there's a present on top of it. Now I'm gonna go get the abilities I need from this spot to go get it. It is way harder. It's like, hey, there's this building with 5 other buildings, and now using the rocket launcher, you have to somehow figure out. I had to look one up. This is the one I'm angry about.
Hmm.
You have to somehow figure out that, oh, this one building with all the other ones in this whole level, you can do a crazy amount of rocket jumps if you save your rockets just right, and there's a present on top.
Hmm.
My issue is you can't see that present from anywhere on the map. So this
I
was
mean,
just like it's like all the other ones you can see.
I feel like speedrunners will just do the level so many times that they don't care and they just end up finding it anyway, and this is targeted towards them.
It is, but it's made in a way that like I'm not spending like 100 tries trying to get the best time or trying to get the platinum time.
Yeah.
It'll take me, depending on the level, 10 tries on average, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, a crazy amount, but it's that one really pissed me off. Reveals are starting to happen in the story. And I will say, so I kind of know now what happened in the past, like how I know these people and how we died.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like fine. It's whatever. I'm finding way more interesting the whole. Remember, I said last week how it's like something's up with this so-called heaven. There's
Yeah.
something sketch about it. There's something sketch about these angels that are running this game. Like, it's all sus. And I'm starting to get a lot of answers regarding that, and I'm finding that very interesting.
That's good.
So we'll see. We'll see how it all ends. I'm curious if you get anything special for like getting all the gifts, so like you max out your friendship level with everyone.
I feel
I
like
don't
it
know.
should.
I hope so. Maybe like a little extra cutscene.
Or a whole new game.
Neon White 2. I'm down.
Jurassic Park edition.
I don't think I need that.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think I do. What, I'm killing dinosaurs instead of demons?
You are a dinosaur.
That's not nice. I know I'm getting old, but that's not very nice.
Go lay your eggs, Mama Bear.
Bears aren't dinosaurs.
Same thing.
Were
Semantics.
bears around during dinosaur era?
I don't know.
I feel like they weren't. Yeah, there's no way they were, because we would know about it like sharks.
You know what wasn't around during the dinosaur era?
What wasn't?
Yeah.
Electronics.
Samurais.
Okay, I see what you're doing here. I see what's going on.
I played and finished Trek to Yomi. And now we can talk about that, because I don't know what glitch you had, and the game gets fucking weird.
So, do you see what the
fuck?
Do you see what I was talking about? Where I was like, this game took a turn.
Yeah. So like in chapter 4, shit goes down, and like I don't know, you're in like this dream hell or heaven or hell some shit or some religious trip, and all of a sudden you just a whole bunch of like Smeagol's and Golems started popping up.
Yeah.
And started just fighting you, and I'm just like, what is, and they're called the Blighted, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
It's like the first half of the game is just like, here's a generic samurai story, and the second half it just gets weird.
And like, but not in a weird that I cared about. I'm just like, what's happening?
I cared about it during like that first level of like, what? Wait, what? What is going on? And then I kind of hit a point as I was going on of like, okay, it's just weird now.
Yeah, I mean, some of the bosses were cool in like those chapters.
Yeah,
but still, like, I still don't care or get what's happening.
So the glitch I was having was in the last chapter, towards the beginning of it. And no matter, like, I restarted my PC, I restarted the game, it was fully up to date. I don't know what happened. I couldn't interact with or activate any of the checkpoints.
Weird.
So I could like interact with anything else. I could fight just fine. But anytime I wanted to interact with a checkpoint, nope. So every time I died, I was sent back to the very beginning of the chapter. So I'd have to try and get through the level without the checkpoints, so without dying. Or without healing from the checkpoints. And I kind of hit a point, I was like, No. No, I'm not doing this.
We're not gonna take this.
I mean, you finished it, so would you do you think it's even worth me like going back to this to do that last chapter?
No. No.
All right.
Yeah, no, I don't see a point at all. Like I finished it, and like you're giving choices throughout, like towards the end, and I just kept like he's hung up on his girl, he feels
Uh-huh.
bad and whatnot. I just kept saying fuck it. I'm a samurai. I'm supposed to protect everybody. That's my job. So that's what I just stuck with. And then it's like, all right, yeah. And then you say goodbye to like your fucking Jedi Force Ghost girlfriend, and then whatever. And then you're just like, yeah, gotta protect everybody. And then the game's over. And I just didn't
Spoiler
care.
alert.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. I don't think I'm going to go back to this then.
I said completed the game going with duty as my main choice, but this game is so it don't matter. Word
That
for
is
word.
exactly what you wrote. I could see it.
Oh, and I have another note here, apparently. I tried to speed run where I could, but there were parts that became more challenging towards the end. But like overall, I was just like, all right, let's just get through it. Let's just get through this section. Don't care.
I mean, there's only so much speed running you can do because don't you have to kill like the waves of enemies before you can move on past them?
Yeah, but still, like just running as fast as I could and like not necessarily checking every like side passageway.
Okay. Yeah, the side passageway, like the little things you can find, at some point they just didn't seem to have much of a point.
No, there's a lot more collectibles. I pretty much collected all the stamina and health upgrades towards the beginning.
Right, yeah, there were a lot of upgrades like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I meant more like the little just like weird collectible things you find that are just like whatever.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10 though.
Yeah, I wanted this game to be better. it
I did
looked
too.
cool. Like the art is cool.
I just think it's cool that we have to play it early.
Yeah, so we're special.
We are special. We're privileged. We hate it.
Speaking of being privileged, shall we move on to the news?
Nintendo.
That wasn't exactly, that doesn't work there, but there is something in the news that is kind of works with that transition. But we're gonna talk about Nintendo. Are they privileged?
I don't know. Old.
Some people at Nintendo are privileged.
Absolutely.
They had a Nintendo Direct Mini, and I saw that like before it happened. I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm not gonna care about this."
Apparently, we're getting
Turns
a
out
Pokemon Direct on the 6th.
Oh, I did not know that.
Need it. Gotta have it.
Wasn't there already a Pokemon Direct, or was that just like a big trailer?
I mean, they have the trailer for the game, but I think we're getting an actual Pokemon Direct on the 6th.
Okay.
What we thought was going to be today is actually going to be the 6th.
Right, there was the end of June Direct that everyone was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, so this Direct Mini happened. I was like, I saw the words Direct Mini. I was like, whatever. And then I saw some of the stuff that was coming from it. I was like, oh, I should watch this. There's a lot of good stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Mr. Dave, why don't you kick us off with the first thing here?
First thing that showed off was the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak trailer and the DLC timeline, and that also has a demo available right now.
Are you like excited for Sunbreak now that you're Mr. Monster Hunter?
I mean, not as excited as Emily is, but I still have to finish at Rise. I've barely even started it, but I know she's excited.
Are those? I know that they tend to be, but like, is Monster Hunter Rise also like a really long game?
I'd assume so. I mean, World took me 20, almost 30-ish hours.
That's not as bad as I would have thought.
Same.
Nier Automata, the End of Yorha edition is coming to Switch on October 6th. That's interesting. That's a great game. I wonder how like it'll be on Switch, but that's a great game.
Next up, we have a new game called Lorelei and the Laser Eyes coming in 2023. This is the one that like really stuck out to me during the direct and looked really cool. It was a murder mystery that apparently focuses on a few different perspectives. There's like a first-person shooting section. There's like a
Mm-hmm.
top-down ARPG style walking. There's like little mini games throughout. Just seems like a fun puzzle game, and I would love to see the narrative that goes along with that of just figuring out who killed who.
Was this one in all black and white?
So I think there were other colors, but like a majority of it was
Okay.
like that old noir style.
Yeah, it had a cool look to it. I'm
Oh yeah,
interested. I'm not interested in Super Bomberman R2 coming in 2023.
I've never
I
been
don't know.
interested in a Bomberman game. I've tried them, and I'm just like, this sucks.
I just don't really see the need for them to keep coming out with Bomberman games.
People keep buying them apparently.
I guess, but it's just it's it's like the Call of Duty thing that people say, but even worse because this is literally just Bomberman.
Yeah,
Like it's just a simple little thing. Like I know they've made changes, but this just looked like more Bomberman to me.
and you can replay some Call of Duty. I can't replay some Bomberman.
I don't feel a desire to really touch Bomberman ever again in my life unless they radically change what it is.
Like, make it a first-person World War II shooter.
If they did that, but you're a Bomberman, I would probably play that.
Absolutely.
Just for how weird that is.
Next up, we got Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection coming in 2023.
Mm.
Nice little collection of those games.
Yes. Did you ever play these?
No.
As soon as, oh my god, the nostalgia running through my veins. As soon as they fucking showed you in the bedroom and then transferring into the battle network and then showing the combat and going through the little fucking square grid things, those games, I remember growing up playing them on GBA were like, yeah, I had a crazy rush of nostalgia seeing this.
I think I have one of them on Game Boy.
I plan on getting this like right away. Just I don't even care if I barely play them. I need it just because of the nostalgia.
Okay.
I had the opposite reaction to Pac-Man World Repack coming out August 26th, which is it's another collection thing of like the fucking 3D, the 3D Pac-Man games. I don't know. I remember playing those or one of those as well and really not liking it. I just remember it being shit.
I don't really care. Next we got Blank. It's a fun.
Is it Blank or Blanc?
I don't know.
I think it's Blanc. It might be.
I feel like it's a play on words because it's black and white.
That's true.
It's this fawn and wolf cub. It is a completely text-free game with local and online co-op where you're just kind of going around at like this explorative adventure game, and it looks really pretty.
Super, super cute.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like one of you plays as this fawn, and the other one plays as a wolf cub if you're playing with someone else. And like a weird, like that's obviously a weird duo because wolves eat deer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, this game looks really cute.
It does. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this was one of the highlights of the whole show for me. Like the style is very cool.
That's coming February 2023.
We got another Return to Monkey Island trailer. That's still coming this year. I don't know. I never played a Monkey Island game, so I just kind of don't care.
Neither do I, but
I feel like
happy for those who do.
Yeah, but I feel like if you haven't played a Monkey Island game, there's no way this is like doing it for you, right? Like
God no, especially with those that like if that's the updated graphics of what it looks like, it looks worse than the original.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the look.
Me either. We got a Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope update. We got the release date coming out October 20th, and Bowser is your buddy now.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't watch it with audio, right?
No, I did. They were going over the all the new things that you can do, and you can bash into people and then attack.
Yeah, so like they seem to update because you could do that like slide thing before, but now it seems like it's set up so you could do cooler combos. But the narrator of the direct when Bowser came out was just the way he was like, "Wait a second, is that Bowser? And he's teaming up with you?"
Yeah.
It was that stupid Nintendo thing that I just love.
Oh my god, what is he
Uh,
doing?
yeah.
This is
Uh,
unprecedented.
they were having a whole special Ubisoft event about this game. I don't know if that happened yet, but I just like I don't know. I don't need these big special events for a sequel to a game that I pretty much know exactly what it is. You know?
Yeah.
We got a little highlight reel. I'm just gonna blast through these. Uh, Little Noah, is that Scion? Is that how you say that?
Yes, sir.
Scion of Paradise. It's this 2D action platformer out now. Then you got Railgrade, a train management sim coming out this fall. That is, if you like management sims and you like trains, this oh boy, I saw it for 2 seconds and it was hurting my head. And then this game looked really cool actually. RPG Time: The Legend of Wright. This is coming out August 18th. You play as this kid with a notebook, and it seems to be like some sort of puzzle game where every page is like its own scene. And it's a lot of like draw in the notebook and erase this thing and like bust out the calculator to do this. And it seemed really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's coming August 18th. And then we moved on to a big boy, Dave.
We got a big update on Sonic Frontiers, showing off some of the actual gameplay and how the world just kind of still looks like shit in some points.
You see, I like this.
Some of it just looks like garbage, like it's still on the 360. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm okay with that though.
It just looks. So many of these Sonic games just look so boring and empty, and just I'd like either boring and empty or just way too much.
I am every time I see this, and I think I'm in on the unpopular opinion side. Every time I'm seeing more Sonic Frontiers, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm ready for this. I'm digging it.
I just want them to fuck another human. That's all I need.
They're not. I don't think they're doing that ever again.
But it's what the fan wants.
I don't. It's okay. Yeah, the fan exactly.
No,
yeah.
I specified.
Yeah. They then showed Disney Dreamlight Valley, which is just it was like The Sims, but with Disney characters and like a little bit more of a story going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out in early access on September 6th. But this actually, like, as someone who's not exactly the biggest Disney guy, is more just kind of like a pick and choose whatever interests me.
Mm-hmm.
This seems cool. Like you go and like there's all like the sim stuff of like, mine this and build this house and decorate the house this way and like, all that stuff. And then you're just like, hey, yo, Mickey, what's your quest all about? Let me do your character quest so we can become friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I'm kind of into it. I don't understand why it's coming out in early access though.
Who knows? The video
Not
game
me.
industry is evolving.
Are we hitting the point where we're too old for this stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
Perfect.
We had
We'll be
another
grumpy old men.
little highlight reel pop up, starting with Live Alive coming out July 22nd with a demo available now. I am excited for this game. It's very much Octopath Traveler vibes, but in a very
it looks
different.
just like it.
Oh, I want it. I want to play it. I'm excited for it. We got Doraemon, Story of Seasons, Friends of the Great Kingdom. Can the title be any longer? It is a farming sim coming out in 2022. And lastly, Minecraft Legends showing off again, coming out 2023. Sure.
Did we know that was coming to Switch?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Well, we'll get to some stuff later that surprised me coming to Switch.
Mm.
Dragon Quest Treasures was shown next. That's coming December 9th. I don't know. Dragon Quest, I've tried a couple of games. They just like don't do it for me.
I feel like they're just too big, but if I had enough time, I would definitely want to hop into one.
Well, there's a new one coming December 9th. So that could be it for you.
What about Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes out now? Just a plug.
Yeah, they yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky is coming to Switch on October 7th. I can't see the Switch being a good way to play that game.
Not at all.
That seems like a disaster.
Absolutely.
And they didn't specify that it was like a cloud version or streaming it or anything, right? It was just like, nope, here it is.
Either way, good luck. Even with
Yeah.
all the cloud versions, like we're getting a Plague's Tale Requiem, the cloud version, October 18th. I don't know how that's gonna feel either.
Yeah, it's like I know that a Plague Tale is not exactly a first person shooter, like a very fast paced one where you're gonna notice like input lag with stuff, but there are some moments.
It's also a very high quality looking game.
Yeah, well that too. It's I don't know, it's again just surprising.
Hmm.
Surprising to see. Um Captain Velvet Meteor, The Jump Plus Dimensions is coming on July 28th. I don't know, so it did nothing for me.
Sounds like something I would never play, or it sounds like something fake from a TV show.
It does sound fake.
This is exciting. Portal Companion Collection, Portal 1 and 2, out now.
That's cool.
Yo, those games are fantastic.
Uh, I'm pretty excited for this one. Square Enix announced Harvest Stella. It's
Hmm.
like it's one of those life simulation RPGs where there's straight up like this is an RPG. There's combat, like action combat, like you're going out and fighting monsters. There's a whole story to it, but at the same time, it's a life simulation. It's like you have your house, you can do farming and cooking, and there's different. It made me laugh because they're like, yeah, there's different seasons. So go through the different seasons of like spring, summer, fall, like all that stuff, and then and then the season of death, Quietus.
Okie dokie.
Just came out of nowhere. So it seems like it's all about trying to figure out the mystery of the season of death, which I call Quietus. But I thought this looked really cool. It's coming November 4th. I don't know, life simulation, something about that, like, just kind of does it for me.
Doesn't really do much for me. Much more in the building aspects. And
Like Valheim.
exactly, bring it to fucking console. God
And
damn
they
it.
are. It's happening.
Yeah, it's taking too fucking long. Finishing up the show, we got Persona 5 Royal coming October 21st, with Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable coming soon.
I'm still between this and the Xbox event where they're really pushing these Persona games. I'm like, it has me on the edge of my seat waiting for Persona 6. Like, does this mean it's happening soon, or is this like just a money grab? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the Nintendo Direct Mini, and for it being like a mini Direct focused on third party and indie games, I thought this was pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's definitely had some bigger moments in it.
Yeah, there's a few games on here that have me like pretty damn excited.
Hmm.
Uh, Dave, do you want to take the next news story, even though we kind of brushed on it?
Yeah, I mean, it is still news and it's exciting,
Yeah.
but Plague Tale Requiem did get its full release date, which is October 18th, 2022, and I am so excited. This second half of 2022 is going to be all the games that I've really been waiting for.
It's starting to feel like October specifically is kind of like slowly becoming a pretty stacked month.
Yeah.
Like it feels like every release day we're getting now is like October something. It's like, oh, okay, October will be.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah. We got some sad news.
Hmm.
Bernie Stolar, has passed away. He was the former president of Sega of America. He was a founding member of of Sony Computer Entertainment America. So he brought in a few franchises to PlayStation, such as Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon, and played a pretty big role in launching the Dreamcast. He passed away 75 years old, so that's sad.
Oh, yeah.
That
Someone
is
that
sad.
significant and has done so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, that's clearly a big role in the industry. Like, say what you will about the Dreamcast and that whole thing, that was still a pretty big moment in game history.
Absolutely. This next story is very weird. So, Fntastic, the developer, is defending the use of unpaid workers. So these are the guys currently behind The Day Before, the new survival zombie game, currently being the most wishlist game on Steam. The developer has called their workers volunteers, which are full time and part time volunteers. Full time being people who are actually paid employees of the company, and part time volunteers who are just people all around the world just willingly giving their time and work to this company for nothing in return, it seems like, which is very weird and strange because there's also already so much inequality going on when it comes to like getting paid in the games industry. But since they're moving to like they're basically a AAA game at this point and moving to the UE5 engine, being the most wishlisted game on Steam, they definitely have the money to be paying these people for their like work.
The issue for me with this is even if you don't have the money to pay people, because like I assume there's no, if it's wish listed, it's not like pre-orders aren't up, so they're not exactly making money.
No, but like that kind of advertising, like
Right. And like if you really needed money that bad to where you can't pay employees, you could, with that, like we're the most wishlisted game on Steam. That's certainly not nothing. That's a big deal. You could easily go to some sort of investor of someone in the games industry and be like, hey, you want to like work out a deal here? We need money to finish this game, to
yeah,
pay people to finish it. Clearly you could see there's a lot of hype around this. And I'm sure they could easily score that deal.
absolutely,
But boo.
yeah, and it's
Boo, if
weird.
someone's working on your video game, pay them. It's a job.
I
Even
mean,
if it's part-time.
unless you're fully willingly do it out of your own accord, then I guess have fun.
It's still, it doesn't feel right.
No, of course not.
It's not fantastic.
No,
How do you, do you say, is it fantastic? Is that how you say it?
I don't know. I just said fantastic.
Fantastic.
More like fucking stupid.
Got him.
Fucking burn.
Speaking of burning, how about the Horizon TV show seemingly getting its name? Looks like it's going to be called Horizon 2074. And if that's the year that the show takes place in, that's about 1,000 years before the video games take place.
I'd assume
Which
it's like
has,
around the fall.
yeah, it has everyone speculating if this is going to be all about, the fall of society and like when all that AI shit was happening.
It
And
feels
like
like
cover that.
Horizon is blowing up at a rate that I don't feel like is necessary.
Yeah, especially like, I don't know if it was, for me, it literally might just be the fact that it came out like 2 weeks before Elden Ring or a week or whatever it was. And Elden Ring kind of became my open world game.
Mm.
I just have not had any strong desire to continue Forbidden West.
It's up there right now. I have that or Dying Light as the next thing that I want to like pursue again. But like at the same time, I really don't know. Like I want to just get through and push to see if there is just that like tutorial threshold I have to get through, and it'll just start being fun. But
Yeah. That's like kind of where I was like, when I was playing it, I was enjoying it just fine. It wasn't like blowing me away, but it was like, it was enjoyable. It was good. It was
yeah,
a lot like the first one, which I really liked. But like, I don't know what it is. Like I tell myself, hey, I should play Forbidden West. Like I should.
hmm
And then I look at pretty much any other game and I'm like, I'm gonna play this instead.
yeah. Like I just feel like
Like,
I'll get bored.
yeah, there's something about the, like I think about how I should, but then there's something about that next step, thinking about like, okay, I'm gonna sit down with my controller and do it, where like I have no desire to go onto that step.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm just a guy.
I just work here.
Yeah, and well, you run a whole new headquarters for offshore in
I
Connecticut.
know the amount of paperwork is insane. They're working me like a dog here.
Who's they? It's who, me?
Yeah.
What did you expect when I sent you on an expansion mission?
Oh my god. Not to expand. I'll tell you what. This is the most stressful piece of news that I've had to deal with in a long time.
Can
But
we tell them the story of how you're talking about
uh,
it?
You can. I don't like talking about this game.
Okay. We're talking about Skull and Bones here, and I'll let Dave talk about the details. But there's some Skull and Bones news, and if you've listened to the show, you know our like collective feelings on Skull and Bones, but you know specifically how angry it makes Dave, which makes me almost like it now. Just because of that. Like I don't like it. I think it's stupid, but it makes me excited for Skull and Bones news. And he was
Mm-mm.
looking through the news this week, and he told me before we started recording that he saw it and was like, I don't fucking care, and I swear if he puts this on the show. So I made sure
Yep.
not only to put it in the show notes for us to talk about, but I made sure I put it under his name for him to talk about. And go ahead, Dave. Let's talk about your favorite game, Skull and Bones.
Uh, apparently, like Italy, Illumia, Italia. Tom Henderson said, "Yeah, that's it." The game release date leaked on Xbox the store November 8th. Yeah.
Wow.
It
You somehow managed to still get all the details in there.
felt like important, even though this game is not at all important and is fucking stupid. And if they sell it for
we
more than $20 on release, they should go out of fucking business.
You know when this game comes out that we have to do a video series on it. Or at least a video of us playing it. It has to happen.
I'm not buying it.
Okay, yeah, like if it's like a $60 game, like no, then no.
No. And
But
that shit
if
is
it's
more than $20 on release. Jesus Christ.
if it's on like Game Pass or something, yeah, you know we're doing it.
If I have to,
You do. It's part of the expansion.
you
It's
gotta
part
buy
of the
me.
Connecticut expansion. We have to
You
play
gotta,
Skull and Bones.
you gotta buy me lunch that day.
All right, yeah, I'll get you a DoorDash delivery.
Sick. It's the only way I'll play
I'll make
fucking
that.
Skull and Bones.
I'll make that deal.
Set away part of my precious time to play Skull and Bones. Insane.
We got another release date. Yet again, October. Star Ocean: The Divine Force is coming out October 27th. I'm like kind of excited for that game.
I need to look more into it because the Star Ocean games are very spacey in a way that I never expected, and I feel like I'm much more interested, and I'm only scratching the surface.
So I've never played a Star Ocean game, but the kind of like the hook of this one that has me interested is you play as two different protagonists, and you can kind of choose who you want to play as. And one of them is like the space person, all about the space shit. But then you have the other person who's just like native to this planet, and it's much more of like a fantasy driven game.
Hmm.
So like that has me interested. Like how different are the campaigns, or how exactly is it split up? And is there like a thing where after you play both of them, you get like the true ending path or something? I don't know.
Hmm.
That's all in my head. That they didn't say anything like that, but that's what has me interested.
Ready for a list of games?
All right. Let's see. Yakuza 0, Mass Effect 2, Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time,
Yeah,
Persona 5,
these
maybe.
are all video games.
You ask and you shall receive.
I'm talking about the Xbox games with gold that we're going to be getting for the month of July.
Oh, do they meet the quality of those games?
Not at all.
Oh. Well, that's a
Starting
bummer.
out, we have Beasts of Maravilla Island from July 1st to the 31st. This one actually looks pretty decent. It's a 3D
All right.
adventure platformer creature like picture researcher. You're going around these like fantasy esque like areas and in like a Pokemon Snap sort of way, taking pictures of these different creatures.
As soon as you
And
said that combination of words, I was going to say, so is it Pokemon Snap?
but like you're also like jumping around lily pads and like climbing and like jumping around
So
that kind of stuff.
it's not like on rails like Pokemon Snap.
No, you're like walking around.
Okay.
But it seems kind of
All
interesting,
right,
so
that sounds
I'm
like a cool
down to try it.
concept.
Next is Relicta. It is a first-person puzzle game coming from July 16th to August 15th using like hands and like moving around stuff. Uh, you have these gloves or whatever. I don't know.
Let me
I
get this straight. It's a game where you use your hands to move stuff.
You have these special gloves to move these boxes, and I think you move stuff, I don't know, far away. They just I haven't played the game.
Oh, your description is great.
Thank you. Next up, we have Thrillville Off the Rails coming July 1st to the 15th, and Torchlight, the fun little ARPG, July 16th to the 31st.
Isn't Thrillville a really old game?
They keep coming out with more.
Wasn't that like back on the PS2?
Dude, that's back on PC.
Damn. Back on PC?
Old ass. Like middle-aged man PC.
Are we? No,
You.
we're not. Yeah, well, it's only a couple years between us.
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say, are we like approaching middle age? But no, I think we still got some time. We still got time.
In the internet, we were becoming middle-aged.
Yeah, okay, I could accept that.
Yeah.
We were old enough for a lot of this internet shit to remember it, even though we weren't like in our primes in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But we're old enough to remember a lot of that stuff, which makes us middle-aged in internet world.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can accept that.
Perfect transition into the PlayStation Plus games coming July 5th. I don't know, man. I just work here. We are getting Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
It's about time, Dave.
It's about time, PlayStation. The Dark Pictures Man of Medan and Arcade Geddon.
The best Dark Pictures game.
It's funny. It's
yeah. There's
if you go into it expecting you're gonna laugh at how bad it is, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it definitely has that entertainment aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, let's cap this off with a couple notable game, in quotes, game releases.
I know the only thing that was really good enough were the 2 DLCs coming out on the same day.
The first one is Cuphead, The Delicious Last Course. That's June 30th on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
And coming the same day is the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC expansion coming on Switch.
I still never played Cuphead, but I want to.
I do not have the patience whatsoever.
I do, but it's also starting to hit a point where I'm trying to keep up with all the games coming out right now, and I feel like I missed the boat on Cuphead.
Yeah.
You know when that happens, where you missed a big game, but it's like you already missed it, so it's like, I don't know.
I'm perfectly fine with that with Cuphead.
If they're coming out with a Cuphead 2 at some point, maybe then
Cuphead Dose.
Mugman.
Mugageddon.
Mugville. Mug the Rails.
Mug me up.
What is that one?
Get mugged.
What?
I don't know.
Is that supposed to get out?
I don't know, like you're getting robbed, like you're getting mugged.
I was just doing game names because there was Arcadegeddon before, and then you said Mugageddon, so I was doing Thrillville off the rails with Mugville, Mug the Rails, and
the
then
Mug
you
Pictures.
got weird. There you go. Yeah, now we're
Man
talking.
of Mug.
The Mug Pictures, Man of Mug.
2.
I respect it. Starting with the second one.
Yeah, oh yeah. We'll get a prequel later.
There wasn't a lot of news this week.
No.
Like, it kind of felt like there was, but it was also just stuff that was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I got something cool.
You got something cool?
Yeah, Emily got me something really cool.
Is it? I don't know. I was just gonna say words. Can I get a hint? Should I guess it?
If you want to.
Give me a hint.
It's video game related.
Well, all right. Is it a video game?
No.
Is it an accessory? Like something like to put on your Switch or something?
No,
Is it the Piplup Funko thing that you were telling me about before that's behind you on the shelf?
I bought that.
Oh, whoa. Um, is it the juice box that's behind you?
No. Oh my fucking god.
Uh, I need another hint, Doctor.
Borderlands related.
You got a Psycho mask.
I have that already.
You got a Psycho water tattoo.
What? No.
That's all I got.
She bought a signed steelbook from
Randy Pitchford?
Randy Pitchford's signature is on it.
Oh my god, that's magic.
There's also Eliza, who is Tyrene. They have the dude who plays Wainwright, Gage. Apparently, Eli Roth's signature is on it as well, and someone else that I can't remember. But it's really cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a USB drive in it?
No, there is not a USB drive. I did not.
Ah, what a shame.
I did not get lucky.
Randy Pitchford knows all about getting lucky.
Yeah, aye, matey.
Aye, matey. I hope everything with the recording is okay. I don't know about you. When you look at the recordings, do you see mine going way quicker than yours?
Roughly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is it doing that?
You know, say.
Well, this has been episode, what do we say? 54. And Dave is raising his hand in Zencaster. Dave, yes, I would like to call on you.
It was it was a false alarm.
You falsely raised your hand.
Yes.
Interesting. I hope everything. I mean, you'll know if you're listening to this, but I hope. Yeah, Dave, you raise your hand.
It was my finger slipped.
Your finger slipped into the air with your whole hand.
It was a slip of the finger, you know, like the old saying.
Of course. Oh, what was that one, Dave? I'm looking right at you. That one felt pretty intentional.
No, I was checking my watch or something. I don't know. I was looking behind me.
You weren't. I was looking right at you, and you were looking back. And Dave's gone now. He's gone. I can't see him. Oh, this is really good audio only content.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, hopefully the audio is okay. This is new for us. We haven't done it like this before. So if there are problems, thanks for sticking with us. We'll figure them out if there are problems. I don't know what Dave is doing. Looks like his eyes are closed and he's trying to type without looking.
What do you? Hey,
that's what it looks like.
Let all my skills out.
Is that how you type? You can only type if you close your eyes.
And that's how I send my messages.
No wonder why I get those messages from you.
I get a lot of emails done at night.
All right, everyone. All right, Dave. This was weird. This is different.
It is different. I still feel the exact same.
You look the exact same, and that's so weird because you're expanding.
Shit happens.
Did seeing the pipe in the background for me make it feel like you were in my basement again?
No, I'm just in a different basement.
Oh. Yeah, basement. The Offshore Gamescast will always be in the basement.
As long as we both shall live.
Well, if we're ever not in a basement, you know we're dead. We've done content not in a basement. We've done it. It's happened.
Who are you looking at?
Who am I looking at?
You look like you were looking at someone.
I was looking this way as like I was looking up in a way as like I'm thinking, you know?
Ooh, he's thinking.
Yeah, like exactly like that. It's like a you know?
I know.
I probably looked at you more. Boy, the end of this episode is really smooth. I probably looked at you more now that we're on a video chat thing than I did when you were here in person with me doing the episodes.
Oh, absolutely. I love just looking off into space.
I usually would just be looking at Ableton on the computer, the program.
Hmm. I also don't focus as much to hold eye contact to unless you're actually telling me something I don't know.
Well, it's different because this is eye contact through a screen, so it's not really eye contact.
No, but it's like more focused.
You see, it's different because I'm looking you in the eyes, and I assume you're looking me in the eyes.
Yeah.
But on the screen, you're not looking me in the eyes, and I assume I'm not looking you in the eyes.
No, unless I look directly into the webcam, then we're looking at each other in the eyes, but we're
Yeah,
not
that
seeing
something
each
about
other.
that being on a webcam and you looking at me like that felt very romantic.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
taking a
we have to
second to
end this
block it out.
episode. This is just nonsense at this point. Dave,
Yes.
we ended last episode with how much I hate you and I'm kicking you out. And then we started this one with you expanded offshore into another state.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where the skit goes from here.
I'm on paternity leave.
What is staternity leave?
I left and went to a new state.
I think that's just time off.
To my recollection, it might be relocation.
Oh, okay, yeah, relocation, that's good. But staternity, that makes it sound like you gave birth to a state. You
I was
founded another state. So you had to
I
stop.
found another state.
You didn't find it. It's been found already. Well, this is probably a good time to end the episode
Well,
because Zencaster's kind of broken. Oh,
yeah.
you're back.
There we go. You were
Did
broken
it break?
too.
I was broken too. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what happened with the audio there, but that's probably a good place to stop the episode. Thanks for listening,
This is
everyone.
the most useless banter.
Yeah, this banter, it really was just nothing. It went nowhere, especially for
Absolutely.
audio only. No, I'm not calling on you this time. I'm raising
I have
my own
nothing
hand.
to say. Oh, yes, Dylan.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next week. And hopefully this episode sounds good, and next week will sound good also.
Good night, Offshore Army.